Hello guys, good morning to everyone. It's me, Thales. This is my channel about English language. I cover from basic to advanced, and this video is part of my playlist Advanced Idioms / Vocabulary. What is this playlist about? It's about vocabulary, right? I will show you one expression or a word or a phrasal verb, and then there will be a set of 5 examples with this expression or this verb or this word, and I will explain the meaning of this word, this specific expression, and you will learn other expressions, words, and broaden your vocabulary as well, because it's in a sentence, and a sentence contains many more words. So each sentence will bring you a different perspective, a different example, and to make your vocabulary richer and bigger and bigger. Well, before we begin, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, give the thumbs up if you enjoy the content from my videos. Don't forget, I upload videos almost daily, not every single day of course, but I try to upload videos almost every day. What is the word from today? Today we will study the expression at odds, okay? At odds. What does at odds mean? The third example that I wrote here contains the explanation of what at odds mean. Let's read it. If someone is at odds with someone else, or if two people are at odds, they are disagreeing or quarreling with each other. Quarreling. Yes, I even wrote the pronunciation here. Quarreling. Quarreling. Yes, it's a little strange. But let's understand. We have disagree. We have the verb argue. And we have the verb quarrel. Okay? These 3 words, they tend to have similar meaning. For example, if you have an argument with someone, or if you are arguing with someone else, with a friend, with your parents, with your sister, what does it mean? It means that both of you have, each of you have a different perspective, right? We have opinions, and not it's not, how can I say, sometimes you disagree, sometimes you agree with each other, and you may have different opinions about subjects, about issues you discuss, okay? So it's common. People disagree, people have different opinions, they have different mindsets, and they each person has a different set of arguments regarding certain issue or certain subject, okay? So that's what it means. If you are at odds with someone, it means that you disagree with someone, okay? At odds with. Pay attention to the preposition here. Or you can say, my friend and I are at odds. It means that my friend and I have different opinions regarding certain things. It means that we are disagreeing with each other. It means that you don't agree, right? Disagree has the prefix dis, which means not agree. So when you disagree with someone, it means that you don't agree with someone. To argue tends to be different than how can I say, it's a synonym with quarrel, right? They have similar meanings. In Portuguese, there is another word which you can use, which is to discuss. In Portuguese, for example, we use a similar word to this, right? When for a variety of situations, for good things, for bad things. So if you say, let's discuss about this matter, let's discuss about the company's budget. Okay, it's discussion, right? It's not, this is not in a bad manner. You are discussing, you are just showing different opinions, but you are not fighting about it, right? There is not a bad mood, there is not a quarrel, that's not an argument. But when you say that people quarrel or argue, they have a discussion, but this discussion doesn't end well, right? It's a different kind of discussion. It's a quarrel, or you could say an argument, you say. When you disagree and you keep fighting, between quotations, of course, it's a fight, okay? Doesn't mean you are fighting physically, but you are fighting with ideas. People get nervous sometimes, they disagree, they get mad, that's the meaning. So you say that people disagree with each other, people are quarreling with each other, quarreling. Yes, this word is difficult. Quarreling. I searched on the internet this word and wrote the pronunciation here. Quarreling, right? I did this, right? I circled this syllable because this is the stress syllable, right? This is the strongest syllable. So you say quarreling, and the other syllables are pronounced more lightly, okay? Okay, now that you understood the meaning, let's see the other examples I have brought to you. They're at odds over the funding of the project. So, as I explained, when you are at odds, it means that you have different opinions, you disagree with each other. So people have different opinions over the funding of the project. There is not a consensus about it, right? They have to reach an agreement. They will, it's necessary when you have an argument, when you have a disagreement, you must find a way to reach an agreement, okay? Her version of events was at odds with the police report. Yeah. Well, let's imagine a situation where this woman, right, her version, a woman was charged, or there is a suspicion that she is responsible for killing someone else, or anyway, any other crime you want. To steal something or to rob a place, anyway. You could say any crime. And she tells the police her version of events. She says she has an alibi, that she wasn't at that place or she didn't do it. And she has people who can confirm her version of the story. But the evidence the police has found conflicts with her version of events. So the way she tells the events is different from the police report, okay? Either the police report is wrong, or she's telling lies, right? She's not telling the truth. She was lying to the police. So that's what it means. When I say that her version of events was at odds, it means that what she tells, her version of events, is different from what the police have found, okay? The next example, suddenly my best friends are at odds with each other, so now I have to see them separately, okay? So suddenly, all of a sudden, my best friends are at odds. Yes, it's weird because when you are best friends with each other, not necessarily friendship is about agreeing all the time. Sometimes we have disagreement with people that we love, with our friends, our family, so it's natural. And now I have to see them separately. Why do I have to see them separately? Because my best friends, they are not talking to each other anymore. So they had a terrible argument. They are at odds with each other. So they disagree. They had a quarrel. They had a quarrel, and they had different opinions about something. Quarrel. I will search the pronunciation of this word again. This word is terrible to pronounce. I hate to pronounce this word.
Quarrel.
Quarrel. So I had a quarrel. If I had a quarrel with a friend of mine and I'm not talking to him anymore, it means that we are not at peace with each other. It's not easy to keep peace at home when my in-laws are always at odds with me. Oh, this is different. In-laws, you know, your mother-in-law and your father-in-law. If you are married, for example, your wife or your husband's parents, okay, are your in-laws. So when your in-laws are in your house, when they are at home at your house, they are always at odds with you. What does it mean? That they have different opinions, they are quarreling with you, or they are arguing with you, they are disagreeing with you all the time, always. Okay, before we end this video, I will make you some questions so to think about. Are you at odds with someone? Currently, are you at odds with someone? Did you have a quarrel or an argument? A quarrel or an argument with someone? What's the situation? And is there a subject or something that you are at odds, right? Because you're at odds over something. When you have different opinions over something, do you think it's easy to reach an agreement with someone? What do you do when you are at odds with someone else? When you are quarreling with someone? What do you do? And when people you know, your family, your friends, are always at odds with you, what do you do? How do you behave? Do you try to reach an agreement, right? Do you disagree a lot with your friends? Do you argue or do you keep silent? Because sometimes some people, they don't like to join a discussion. They don't like to quarrel, or they don't like to argue over anything. I have a different opinion, but it doesn't mean I have to speak what I say. Sometimes you don't need to tell the other person what you think. I had better keep my mouth shut, because if I speak too much, maybe I will begin a quarrel, and it's not always advisable. So that's it, people. That's what I had for today, to bring you some meaning over the words, over the expressions at odds. And it's interesting because we learned many more expressions, okay? To reach an agreement, we learned that disagree, argue, quarrel, right? Is about it. What else? And we also learned that we can use at odds, right? People are at odds over something, or you can say, what I said was at odds with her opinion, right? You can use at odds with, you can use at odds, right? It's very common to use at odds with or just at odds, depending on the sentence you are writing, okay? So that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's video. See you next time. Bye bye.